Families spend their days sitting listlessly in the glare of the scorching sun, waiting for food aid to be delivered by humanitarian agencies. This is a sight that has become all too common as sections of the country battle yet another year of drought. About 2.4 million men, women and children in the northern and eastern parts of the country have been affected by the prevailing drought. Yet the irony is that on the other side of the country, farmers are reaping the seed of a bountiful season. In Transmara, farmers are harvesting bag after bag of maize, while more is in danger of rotting in the fields. This situation replicated in Keyo Marakwet, where overflowing bags of potatoes and fields of cabbages proclaim the beginning of the season of plenty. Faced with a bumper harvest, farmers in Keyo Marakwet have been forced to sell a head of cabbage for as little as 3 shillings.
Kama mboga sasa bei yake ni shilingi 3 4 na huwa gharama yake inaenda karibu shilingi 2 na sumuni hivi. Ndio sasa mkulima sasa ameanza kuumia kabisa.
The bumper harvest should portend good news for the country, presenting an opportunity to replenish the country's dwindling food reserves. But maize farmers now complain that the National Cereals and Produce Board is not buying from them. Instead, they are forced to sell to brokers.
Watu wa nje wanakuja wanachukua mahindi kwa hapa na malori na wanafinya watu tena kwa bei. Sasa mahindi inatoka nje sana.
This even as the government approved the importation of duty-free, genetically modified maize to ease the crisis. This failure to put away food for the dry spell predicted by the weatherman is seen as an oversight chalked down to a failure to plan appropriately. The government spokesman, however, maintains that the situation is in hand and the state has no reports of anybody dying from starvation.
People are not trees or rocks. So if anybody has died, we want to get their name, their person, where they died, how they died. Because when people die, people have to be accountable for their death. If they died of starvation, we need to know why did this person have to die of starvation.
On Wednesday, Prime Minister Raila Odinga told Parliament 20 people had died of hunger in drought-stricken parts of the country. While the country produced enough maize to feed itself last year, little of this was saved in the strategic grain reserves. Just last year, gallons of milk went down the drain in the face of a milk glut, only for the country to suffer a dry spell afterward. This year, millions are at risk of starvation, their predicament that of hunger in the midst of plenty. As the country celebrates the bountiful harvest in some parts of the country, fear abounds that a few months down the line, there may be another season of desperate want in what is a vicious cycle, a typical case of a leap from a crisis of plenty into a crisis of scarcity. Wilkis Anyabwa, KTN Prime.